Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be making a video to you talking about how to exercise your spiritual gifts, like a gym, because your spiritual gifts are a part of your being. So is your physical body. It's a part of your being. So this video is very important because, from how many people I help, a lot of people give up very, very quickly on their spiritual gifts, and their spiritual gifts open, and the most gifted people in this entire planet, people who can even move objects without even trying to, and yeah, that exists, will give up on their gifts before they get a chance to unlock them. Now, a few updates. The cups are starting to match, guys. Yay! I'm literally a walking crystal soon, and I'm gonna keep stacking crystals and crystals and crystals and crystals, but some really cool crystals, and I'll be able to, when I'm doing a video topic, I'm like, okay, one crystal that can help this is, I'm like, think of a yellow crystal. I'm like, oh, golden tiger eye. Oh, amber. Oh, talk about a yellow crystal stone, man. Yellow jade, fame and fortune, lottery winning, etc. Talk about a happiness crystal. Let's go to the orange ones. You have peach moonstone and sunstone. So these cups make me a better teacher and a better healer, and able to channel more positive energy into my environment. So you'll be seeing that in more future videos, more different crystal designs coming up. They're not puka shells. I went to the beach the other day and someone said, I like your puka shells. And I was at a distance and I'm like, I'm not wearing one puka shell. Pourquoi? Like, why are they commenting on puka shells? But I don't think they actually saw it. It's okay. And crystal headbands in. I don't know. I push my crown down more. I'm like, oh, cool. It's now a headband and it's on air really strong. And I can, because I'm a person who bounces around, and I have so much energy, so I rarely get a chance to just sit down because I'm bouncing around making crystals, projects, necklaces, bracelets, necklaces, new designs. So I'm just bouncing around all the time. I'm like, yeah, and then at the very end of the night, I'll just sit down and be able to truly calm and relax and meditate, etc. So, and I suggest you guys meditate in the morning too, or you meditate in the morning before you meditate at nighttime, because your flame is bigger and your light is stronger in the morning. But back to this topic, because it all just ties in together. And yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot more of my forehead in the coming videos. My hair is getting so long, it's just, I push it to the side. So, I don't know why seeing this on camera, reminds me of Rihanna. I don't know, just because Rihanna's forehead is very talked about in any kind of just feed I go through. I don't know why that's in my feed either. I don't know why that's in my algorithm. I don't even listen to Rihanna. I don't listen to music. I listen to instrumentals here and there, and I'll put my own songs in them, or just positive poetry. But back to the video topic so we don't get too far off. Just keeping you guys updated. Guys, the most gifted people on this planet are the people not tapping into their gifts. Some people I have come across, some people I help, some people who I've seen just give up on their spirituality, which, yeah, here's a big thing. You can't give up on your spirituality. When you give up on your spirituality, everything falls apart. You don't have an option to ever give up on your spirituality or your physicality. Everything, because we're literally spirits inside of flesh vehicles. So you give up on the vehicle, or you give up on the person driving the vehicle. So something's bound to happen if you let that happen. When it comes to exercising your spiritual gifts, you better sure hope. Oh, look at all those lines in my forehead that I never see on videos. I'm like, hello. I didn't know I had a 7 head. At least it's lucky number 7. But I'm making fun of myself. I have fun doing this. And that's one thing too. Don't ever get held up on your spiritual gift appearance or your physical appearance. So when it comes to your spiritual gift appearance, it might appear that you have certain gifts, but you have a bunch of gifts dormant. A lot will not be able to show just by you having that natural gift. So I'm going to be using this as a wonderful point is I'm very fit, okay? That's because I work out very often. There's people who come up to me and they say, I'm jealous. Like, you have all these, you're just so muscular and you're strong, and you just got lucky. That's just genetics. No, my genetics, my default genetics. Go back to my first videos. Go back to my first videos. My genetics are for me to be giant. Like literally, like stocky. For me to hold a lot of weight, it took a lot of effort changing my diet. Same thing with people who are super spiritually gifted. People will be like, oh, you're so spiritually gifted. That must have just come to you. Like, that's just, you just have all those gifts by yourself. And like, people will be flat out envious and jealous of that. Those people worked for their gifts. You can be naturally gifted, but those gifts don't stay unless you work them out. I'm telling you this right now. Like the airplane lady. Oh, that's become a part of my vocabulary now too. I'm telling you right now that you guys have to exercise your spiritual gifts just like you exercise your physical gifts. And I see people who are naturally extremely thin go after more than 10 years. And it's, yeah, more than 10 years, because if you're actually serious about something, you're going to consistently do it. I've been working out since high school, and people will walk up to me and be like, you're lucky, that's it. And I'm like, no, I'm consistent, and I consistently come to the gym. And the people who will tell me, I'm like, well, okay, because I'll try to help these people. And they'll be like, well, I'm like, if you would like to achieve a certain result, what's your diet look like? How often are you going to the gym? Well, I go to the gym once a week, and I eat Burger King after I eat McDonald's, after I eat my my IHOP, and I'm like, you have to put your goals together in what you want to do. And I'm not putting anyone down. I'm being very straightforward, very serious, because I'm not going to sugarcoat this video. It's like, I have to be tough because a lot of people have thought out just very recently in the past month. I don't know if it's because the planetary alignment going on, but I've had a lot of people in my TikTok DMs, and just because I opened my TikTok DMs, by the way, people there's a lot of people looking to have their gifts opened, especially with some of the new events coming up soon. So a lot more people will feel inclined to have their spiritual gifts open very soon. A lot of people will just have random gifts opening up, and when they start opening up, just because they're open, you have to exercise them still. So just because your bicep is now showing when you put your arm down, so you can see the bicep or tricep, it doesn't mean you stop exercising it, does it? No, because then you'll lose a tricep that shows, or you'll lose a bicep that shows. So, and people are going to be like, oh, Snowman's being cocky. No, I'm being straightforward because this happens all the time. For the gifts I have, they're not my natural gifts. They're not. Some of my natural gifts had nothing to do with what I'm able to do now. And other gifts are open just because I practice them. So I started from square one. Some of my gifts were from past lives that had to do with knowledge and just everything I know about crystals. Those were the claircognizance gifts. They're just fully downloaded, yes. But then from the claircognizance, I've opened so many other gifts. Yes, we can be naturally gifted in lower or higher chakras, but still, you still have to exercise them. When I was eating meat very heavily a long time ago, a lot of my energy gifts were kind of closed. So they were showing, but I'm like, what's up? Like, why does this turtle sometimes? Like, why does it go in and out of the shell? Like, oh, it's okay, because meat desensitizes you from eating. Meat desensitizes you from feeling energy because you're so used to feeling something that's dead inside of you. Ooh. I don't mean to ruin meat for anyone, but I've made videos about that too. I'm not a vegan because I still eat fish. Yes, I still eat fish. Not every single day of the week, but when it comes to how to exercise your spiritual gifts out, the one thing you should be doing, because people will message me in the TikTok DMs, like, because I see a bunch of new messages there now, and people are like, okay, I can't get this gift open, but my third eye is stuck closed. I'm like, first of all, your third eye is not stuck closed. You opened it, and sometimes it's very quick to open your third eye. But after it's open, for your third eye to be able to see further and further and further, or to be able to see more and more and more, you have to exercise it. And sometimes you get to kind of chisel what you want to see. Your gifts are up to God as to what you can have, but you can still exercise them, because when you exercise your gifts, it shows devotion. So take 30 minutes every day, or an hour every day, or even 15 minutes if you just have 15 minutes, because 15 minutes is better than nothing. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's pick a random gift. Claircognizance. When you guys get this gift down, it's going to be freaky, but then after a while, and it's not a gift you go showing off. I mean, when you first get it, when you get claircognizance first open, it's cool, and it's like, okay, you can show people, like, oh, I know what's what this is or what that is, or what you're thinking or what she's thinking, what he's thinking, that fades away. That should fade off. You're not supposed to do it to impress people. It's cool when it comes, but after a while, when your gifts are truly like really open, you're not doing things to show off. Okay, I mean when they first open or when you first get them to open, it's okay to show off here and there, as long as it's of light. You can show some of your gifts, but once you're used to having the gifts, then you focus on other gifts. Then you help people with your gifts. It all comes together because it's very exciting when you first open your gifts, but back to, like, think of it as like a celebration. So yeah, you got your biceps bigger, you made your arms bigger, and you're flexing all the time. But then you get back to working out so you can make more progress, so that you can help. Maybe you're so good at working out that now you can help other people work out. Then you're able to help other people open their gifts too. So when it comes to spiritually working out, because this is spiritually working out, is along. If you go back in my previous videos, I talk about how spiritual law and physical law coincide, so you can't just have one or the other. You can do the absolute most in working with a crystal, but if you don't give time to a gift you like opened, it's not going to open. Let's take a specific example. I would like to teach some of the more extreme gifts on YouTube, but I'm just not allowed to. The one gift I am allowed to teach is because this one's a little more, people will think it's mental. But for the people who are able to really tap into this gift, it's not, only you will know it's not mental, because you're not out here affecting people negatively. So, thermokinesis. Let's test out one of your gifts, guys. This is just a kinesis gift. Look up the kinesis gifts online, because I can't really teach them on here. But, because this one's mental, so I can teach this one, right? Take your hand and visualize a fire, visualize a flame, visualize the heat of the stove, and visualize it getting hotter and hotter. Now, with the other hand, feel that you're going to notice it's hot, and you're like, oh my god, it's hot. Yeah, because you just made it hot. It's mental, remember? You can do the same thing, like, okay, visualize a freezer. It's freezing cold. You visualize a piece of ice cube in your hand. You can visualize just whatever you like in your hand, something cold. Maybe like when you grab your iced coffee and it's cold and you're feeling it and you can feel like the kind of the coolness coming off, and then you touch it with the other hand and it's like, oh, it's kind of cool. What was that? If you don't feel it right away, do that every day for a month and you're gonna feel it. After a point, maybe 2-3 months, you'll walk into a room and you'll mentally be able to change the temperature of the room. Let's just say that. That's a cool gift that I'm not... I mean, because the gift is mental, so I could teach that. When it comes to other gifts, because I can't teach kinesis on here, for example, let's talk about some of the more simple gifts, like claircognizance. I would like you guys to get Uno cards. Take Uno cards, not tarot cards, because you guys be messing up with tarot cards. You guys get thrown off with tarot cards. Tarot cards are most likely not your guides giving you a message. It's the tarot cards being read from your own energy. Sometimes your guides will override your own energy just to get a card out. But most of the time, tarot cards, when you're reading yourself, is reading your own energy. Okay? You don't have a reader spirit or a reader deity or a reader angel on hand. Most of you don't, unless you're in some kind of initiated practice, but that's completely different. Now, you take these Uno cards, and like I said, guys, don't get frustrated. Do not get frustrated. Because a lot of people, I've seen people just flat out give up on their gifts. When those people are able to, let's just say, thermokinetically make a hot room cold, for example, or do much more. I wish I could say more, but I can't really say more. Because, you know, what's pretty cool is everyone messages me, and says, you're doing this video talking about me. How do you know this video's for me? There's a collective consciousness where everyone's kind of doing the same thing, and my videos apply to people based on what they're doing. Because people are like, oh, he's singling me out. I'm like, I wish I was. I would actually say your name probably if you let me. But I'm actually talking about the collective consciousness, because you guys are all facing very similar steps in your spiritual journey, especially when you're working with me and you're getting crystal necklaces from me, getting crystal bracelets, because these open you up. They open you up. But when you're open, it's time to get going. So this video is about how to exercise some of those gifts. You're going to have to make some personalized exercises, because when you put your personal spin on it, you put your personal signature and your personal energy on it. So my workout in the gym will not help you the way that your own workout, once you make it, helps you. When I walk into the gym, I'll do something 100% different than the last time I got there, because I got so used to the last exercises, because my body is used to a lot of machines and weights now. So that doesn't work for everyone, because maybe someone is not used to the equipment yet. Maybe you're just 4 years into working out versus 6 years into working out. It makes a giant difference. So when you take the time and patience to really just focus on what you want to open, so that's claircognizance. Oh, the Uno deck, by the way. People are like, he talked about the Uno deck, but he never finished his example. I just realized that when it comes to that, just take an Uno deck and I got kind of off topic with the Uno card. People are like, why didn't he finish it? Where it's straight to the comment section. I'm not making fun of you guys at all. I'm just having fun and making fun in general. But you'll take an Uno card and you'll flip the deck over so you can't see the deck. Then you pull a card. You don't look at the back of it yet, and you guess what's on the front of it. I mean, you don't look at the front of it and you guess what's just by looking at the back. And take a second. Sometimes it might be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and you're like, okay, this is the blue number 2 card. You turn it over, it's the red one. Stone Man, he led me astray. No, because it's your first time ever doing it. This is funny because most people on their first time of ever working out, they'll do one of two things. They'll do something really light and they'll go home and they'll hurt so much. And they're like, I didn't do much of anything and it hurt. Versus the person who did too much and they really got hurt, like that person's throwing up in the parking lot. Now, same thing with you guys in spiritual exercises, because so many people face the same exact problem. So you'll be one of the two people I just talked about. That's on a physical level. That's talking about the gym. So someone who's never worked out in their entire lives, them going to the gym, they did a few things that are super light and they weren't expecting it, but when they got home, they were so sore they couldn't move. Well, or they were hurting so much they didn't want to go to the gym again. Same thing with some of you guys when it comes to spiritual exercises. You'll try some spiritual exercises such as the Uno for claircognizance and opening your spiritual gift of claircognizance. You'll try the Uno deck and you look at the card and you're like, you won't do that much, but it'll hurt because you got it wrong. Well, keep getting it wrong, because when you start getting it right, when you start pulling every single Uno card and you're right about every single Uno card, you're going to be a freak compared to other people who they're like, how'd you do that? What kind of magic trick is that? And people are just going to think you're doing magic tricks, but you cracked open your claircognizance. That's one way you can do it. Maybe on certain days, you will pull more accurate cards than other days, and some days you just won't pull any accurate cards. That's life. Different planets change. Sometimes we're a little off, sometimes we're more on. Now, you can be the second person as well when it comes to opening your spiritual gifts. You sit there for hours. After I said do it for 15, 20, 30 minutes or hour at the most, you'll sit there for hours on your first time of doing it, and you'll hurt so much after you try to open the gift that it doesn't work like that. The longer you exercise it, the more it's going to consistently open, kind of slowly. Maybe you put new tips and spins on it, but you put hours. So you could be your first time ever at the gym. You've never worked out in your life before, and you're in the gym now. Let's just say you went to LA Fitness, and you have never worked out in your whole entire life. And now you're working out on that machine, on every machine, and you want to get caught up like the dude you see looking at himself in the mirror, and you're there for hours. And upon leaving the parking lot, you worked out so much and so hard to the point where you're throwing up and you're never coming back to the gym. It's horrible. Remember that time I went to the gym, I worked out for 3 hours and I didn't gain any results. Like, what was this? Like, and you're telling people I'm never coming back to the gym. That's not how the gym works. Same thing with your spiritual gifts, guys. You have to understand this, because so many people are that person. They'll be there for hours with the Uno cards. and they'll be so burnt out and they'll be so hurt after they do the Uno cards and they get every card wrong that they never try it again, and they give up on spirituality. Oh, they start questioning their relationship with God, and just people will, because people will like, I blame my guides, why I have my guides, and why has God forsaken me when I can't do. No, stop, because I've seen some people do this. It's your first time. In a week from now, you might be a little better. You still might be hurting and sore because you're still not good at it a week later. But when you absolutely consistently exercise this, after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months, you have a strength that no one can take away from you. And God bless your soul if you're someone who sticks to it for a year, even if it doesn't seem like it's working for a year. Guess what? When you start getting those cards right, you will be, let's just say, the stuff you're able to know when you crack claircognizance open, even just with exercising it through it. Uno card. You're going to know so much about people when you go outside, and you're going to know how to process it, that other people just think you're psychic. Other people think you're talking to you're talking to their ancestors or something like that. When you just know it, it's just automatic. Like, I'll say certain things to certain members of my family, and it's just common knowledge for me. And they'll be like, oh, psychic. I'm like, nope, not a psychic. I don't call myself a psychic. I mean, technically, yes, I'm considered a psychic or a medium. No, I don't. I consider this regular. Same thing with like, oh, you should be in competitions. No, I like working out. Same thing, I like working out my spiritual gifts. I don't consider myself anything fancy. And that's exactly how you guys should consider it as well. Once you take away the mysticism of it, like in it being so mystical that you'll never be able to achieve it, once you take it off a plateau, once you remove the plateau of these gifts, like you put it on a pedestal, not plateau, you put it on a pedestal, not a plateau. You put these gifts on a pedestal and now you can't reach them because you think they're so high up when you already have them. Take away the pedestal on your spiritual gifts, you'll already have them, plus you'll be able to add on to them constantly. And God sees how devoted you are to some of your spiritual gifts. It doesn't matter what you're doing to exercise them. He sees your devotion and how consistent you are or how consistent you're not. How badly you want it. Some of you want a spiritual gift, but you won't try for it for less than 7 days. You'll give up and then stop believing in spirituality because your gift didn't open. If you went a year, and some people will hit the year mark and they'll still see nothing. And then 2 years, and then the person's just so, they're trying stuff, they're seeing little gradual changes open, and just by surprise, because God is good. When he sees you're consistent and he sees you're doing good and you're doing everything you can to get this gift open, it's gonna open like magic, like absolute magic. But for the people who don't commit, and same thing can happen when it comes to your physical gifts, like same thing in the gym. You're working, like, chest press. Some people will be on the same weight on chest press for a year, for 2 years. And they're consistent with the chest press. They're not going to take steroids. They're not going to give up and stop coming to the gym because they can't do their max or whatever. But some people are consistent to the point where their body is now strong enough to beat the plateau. That person's able to live so much more than others, and people are jealous of that person. Like, oh, that came to you easy. That came to you easy. Like that, you're just blessed like that. Like, I wish I could be like that. People will be like, I'm jealous of you. I'm envious of you. How dare you? How dare you be able to live that way? How dare you have that spiritual gift? Like, you're just entitled to that. Like, you were just born with that strength. Or that person worked out for 2.5 years on the same weight, not seeing any results, and the only thing that separated between them and you was their consistency. You gave up after a day. That person went on for 2.5 years without saying anything to anyone, and they were consistent because they had trust in God. They had trust in themselves. They had trust in their guides. Because I've seen people go so against their guides because their gifts have not opened yet to the point where they've given up. I have people message me, I give up on everything. I give up on this, on that, on this. I'm like, you've given up on yourself. And that's where your spiritual gifts, that's you believing in yourself is the start of your spiritual gifts opening. Most important, you believing in God. Most people who don't believe in God just truly don't believe in themselves. And that's why those people never have the spiritual gifts open. They try to bypass God. You can't bypass God. God's in everything and everyone. Every atom of every little, your furniture, below you, above you, around you, the air you breathe, everything is God. He is the Most High, but He's in everything. He's more sophisticated than we can ever imagine. People don't think He's watching. He's literally everywhere at every second, always. He's infinite. You have to believe in Him. You have to believe in yourself. Because how are you going to work with an angel if you don't believe in God? How are you going to access your gifts when you don't believe in yourself? Believe in yourself. Be consistent. And people are like, oh, Stoneman's putting me down. He's getting too serious for me. Well, this is stuff that people need to hear because I see people messaging me, I give up. And this video, I'm going to direct this video to so many different people who just tell me they give up. Because guess what? When you try at the gym for day 1, for day 2, for 1 week, 2 weeks, if you're expecting to see results like that, just keep in mind, you're going to be in for a surprise and you're going to be sore. Same thing with your spiritual gifts. If you give up right when you start trying to practice them, you're going to be sore. They'll open when they're ready to open. Sometimes you're trying to open a gift that's not ready to be opened because something's not right yet. I'll give you an example. Here's opening. Let's go back to the physical example. You're doing a chest press at the gym. Let's just say you want to hit 245, right? And you're at 200. Now, your body is telling you, I'm not ready for 245. Don't push me. Don't push me. Your body's literally telling you, don't push me. There's something in the body that you can't see that's not ready for this 245. Don't push me. You can push it a little, but if you're pushing it so much to the point where you're turning red and you're kicking back and you need people lifting the bar off you, don't push it. Now you push it. Maybe you're getting a little closer and you push it to a point where you shouldn't. And this is why people actually are not able to continuously work out because they hurt themselves like this. Same thing with the spiritual gifts. People will open their gifts all at once and they close up all at once because they push their gifts open. Same thing for the chest press. You know you're not supposed to be doing 245 because you're getting an intuition, you're getting the sign, your body's telling you all the signs are there. You're just ignoring them. And you go to do that 245. The problem was that you could not see is your shoulder might not have been developed enough or ready for that exercise, or your shoulder was building up to the point where you couldn't see it because it's not fully visible. Same thing with your spiritual gifts. So you took the time, you took the year and a half to move up to that 245. And now you're there. And once you're there, you can continue to do this. You can continue to do that 245 with ease. You might take a week off and you might come back. It won't take you that long to get that 245 because you took 2.5 years to get to that 245. For the person who wants a 245 overnight, that person will be in the hospital. Same thing with your spiritual gifts. You try to crack some of these gifts open, you want them all open, you're going to be in the mental hospital. Now, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but when you start not being able to hear any voices from angels at once, and you force your gifts open, you force them because some people will do rituals using demons to blast their gifts open. And God, there's a chance God might be like, okay, let's this person try this to learn their lesson. You blast it open, you're hearing all these voices, and the voices that are not your angels are mocking you, making fun of you, torturing you, pretending to be different voices, pretending to be ancestors, etc. And now you're going absolutely nuts. And who are you going to be able to tell? Who? Name 3 people who you're able to tell without them sending you somewhere. But I did have to get a little more serious in this video to be more helpful. For the people who fully watch this video, you're going to be able, and for the people who are consistent with your gifts, both physical and spiritual, with your body at the gym or exercising, it doesn't have to be at the gym. Maybe you have your own little form of exercising. I say exercising because that's what I do. And literally, if you're someone who's consistent with exercising in the gym, you're more likely to be consistent exercising your gifts because you know how it works. Physical law and spiritual law go hand in hand. And you'll have something no one's able to take away from you because it's given to you by God, and plus you exercised it. That body's given to you by God, plus you exercise it. So you can go on vacation. Go to Paris. And then when you're in Paris for a week and you come back after you overate, guess what? You're able to get your body back because you worked it out properly. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.